Hello citizens, this is Mr. Everything and I'm coming to you today with a video called Understanding Star Citizen. Basically it's going to be a new person's guide to what they can expect from the game of Star Citizen when it comes out. And it might or might not motivate you to continue to back the game. If you find that this is the type of game for you, please back. So what is Star Citizen? Well, to describe Star Citizen to the uninitiated, it's a daunting task because this game is so broad in scope and is so vast in what is available to do or see or be that I'm going to have to break it down into chapters. In summary, you can do almost anything. This is part sandbox, but it's also part MMO. Alright, chapter 1 I call game mode. The game mode of Star Citizen is an FPS game. Star Citizen is a first-person game. You have an avatar which you direct around the game, walking, running, driving, riding, flying, etc. Like any old first-person shooter games, you will have the ability or misfortune to get into gunfights. Sometimes you will be on a planet, or you'll be on a space station, or even a ship. You and your friends might be teamed up together for an attack or on a base fighting off pirates. Or maybe you are the pirate. It's all first person. Chapter 2. Ships. Well, Star Citizen is also a flight sim in space. Your first-person avatar can board or climb into a spacecraft, take off, and fly to a distant destination. Or if needed, dogfight in space with pew-pew. The ships you can be in can be anywhere from a single-seat fighter all the way up to a huge battleship or carrier, where each player can serve a different crew position, allowing or making the larger ships feel and act like real breathing large spacecraft like Battlestar, Star Trek, or the Imperial cruisers from Star Wars. Chapter 3. Commerce. Now you have a ship and someone approaches you to carry a cargo from here to there. You agree, load the boxes into your ship, and off you go. Halfway, some players feel like they can push you around with their fighters and take your cargo. You tell the pirates, go to hell, and you send out a distress signal. Then a dogfight pursues or commences. It lasts for a few minutes before the police are able to show up and lend an assistance. And they'll help you fend off the pirates and get them to flee. But your ship is damaged. You need a repair, which costs credits. Did you make enough pay for the fuel, repairs, etc. by taking that cargo? There's a lot of different ways that commerce will affect the game. You can mine asteroids, planets, moons. You can perform salvage. You can man factories, etc., etc. Chapter 4. Exploration. Some players will want to strike out and discover some of the new aliens or systems and will look for uncharted jump points to take them there. Yes, I said aliens. There are aliens in the game. They're on all sides of human space. Some friendly and some are not. This presents certain trade opportunities and unique dangers. Chapter 5, the persistent universe. All of the above I spoke about and more await you in what is called the persistent universe. You will encounter other players as well as AI doing the same tasks that the players are doing. So it will be hard to tell a player person from a non-player, NPC AI. You'll earn credits and spend them on gear and ships, etc. A unique take on the traditional MMO is that there are no skills, no levels, no experience. You don't have to improve your character by grinding experience and leveling them up, because your character knows what you know and does what you want it to do when you move it to do it. It's a skill-based game. If you're not good at FPS, neither will your character be. But if you're good at fighting flight sims, then your character will be a good pilot. Chapter 6, Squadron 42. Now, Star Citizen's an MMO sandbox game, but in addition to the MMO experience, you'll also get a story-driven single-player adventure game called Squadron 42. When you play a member of Squadron 42 and you'll go on military missions and adventures. Most will play this game as a prequel to entering the MMO. Your successes and failures will follow you into the persistent universe. The game should be huge. They say it's going to be one of the largest AAA games ever created. From what I understand, there's going to be close to 250 to 500 missions. It's going to be awesome. If you're familiar with Wing Commander of the old, it's basically the predecessor to Wing Commander. Predecessor? No. Descendant, I guess, of Wing Commander. Okay, Chapter 7, some cool details about Star Citizen. Death. In the persistent universe, you will have a certain number of lives that you don't know how many those are. So when your character dies, you will respawn back at the nearest hospital, but you might have a scar or you might have a prosthetic limb. And if you die too many times in the game, your character will have permadeath, and they won't be able to revive him ever again, and you'll have to move on to another character. Now, what that means is you can have a will that you hand down all of your gear to your descendant, but your primary character, he's in the grave. Okay, the visuals in the game are super high def. They're going for the highest fidelity. You're going to be able to see every little nook and cranny of every little thing in the game. They're making it so that it appears as realistic as possible so that you can get immersed into the universe. They're going to push the technology of computers to the limit. So if you don't have a very good computer, then to be able to play Star Citizen well, you're going to want to upgrade your computer, specifically the video card. There's over 100 systems. I think they said something like 200 systems, or not 200, 120 systems approximately. Now these systems are going to have anywhere between 3 to 8 or more planets. A lot of these planets are going to have landing zones, like 4 per planet approximately. So you're looking at well over 1,000 different locations that you're going to be able to land on and explore and fight over or shop at, or just basically MMO zones. It's a Chris Roberts game. If you're familiar with Chris Roberts, he did a lot of different video games in his earlier days. He did the Wing Commander thing, which really put him on the map. And then he left the gaming industry and became a video producer, director, and made a couple of really cool videos like Outlander or Lords of War, Lucky Number 11. You probably heard of those movies, and Wing Commander itself. And now he's back to make a game that he's always wanted to make, but the computer technology wasn't there. But since it's there now, he's going to press that computer technology to the limits, and he's going to use all that filmmaking experience to assist with making the game as realistic as possible. Now, the developers are using real physics. Okay, it's not real physics like they can wave a magic wand and everything is real. What it is they're programming in as much as they can to make it seem like it's real. Like I used an example earlier where a bullet doesn't travel perfectly straight forever on a planet. It is impacted by a lot of different forces like wind resistance, rotation of the planet, gravity, the spin of the bullet, anything, any humidity, anything can affect the shot of a bullet. Now, in some MMO games, when you shoot, you'll see the bullet go perfectly straight, exactly where you want it to go. But in Star Citizen, they're going to model the individual bullet. It's individually going to be flying through the air, impacted by the density of the air, and it's gradually going to be slowing down, which is going to allow the gravity to gradually pull on it, and you're going to see the bullet have an arc. And that's just one of the various things that has real physics. But they're going to try to do that with every aspect of the game. Now, let me recap. It's a game with, it's a first-person shooter game, but you can also get into a ship, control the ship, fly around with your buddies, multiplayer on a ship. You can team up and like board other players' ships and have gunfights on the deck of a carrier or something like that. There are a number of different spacecraft because this is a futuristic space game where, of course, you're going to have spacecraft like Star Wars or what have you, and you're going to fly from planet to planet, and you're going to conduct commerce, hopefully, or you're going to be a pirate, or you're going to be in an organization that does military operations or whatever. There's a lot of different ways that you can earn money in Star Citizen. It's all up to you. You write your own story, and you dictate what you do and where you go, who you talk to, what kind of missions you take. You can also even make your own missions for other players. There's exploration in the game where you can go out and explore and find new jump points that take you to worlds that have never been discovered. You can name those and come back to the UEE and turn in that information, and then forever going forward, that planet or that system will be named after whatever you named it, and you'll go down in the Galactopedia as being the explorer that discovered this world, or what have you. And so you'll be memorialized, I guess is how you would say it. Persistent universe. It's a universe where anything can happen, everything's going to happen, but what makes it different than most MMOs is that instead of like killing 10 rats and waiting 15 minutes and then having 10 more rats respawn in that same spot, and you kill another 10 to get the 20 rat tails that you need to take back to the chemist or whatever. In Star Citizen, if you kill something in Star Citizen, it's going to be permanently gone. So that's persistence. If you move a box from the right side of the road to the left side of the road, it's going to stay on the left side of the road until someone moves it back to the right side of the road. Squadron 42, you're going to have complete game of Squadron 42. It's going to be a AAA game, high definition, lots of characters, story driven, a lot of excitement and action. You're going to be pushed along on mainly a linear type adventure with some branching story arcs, a lot like the old Wing Commanders. And then the last things are, it's super awesome. And all you got to do is go to Robert Space Industries, take a look at their different ship packages. If you're interested in backing the game, make sure you back with a package that provides you access to the game. Otherwise, you're just buying a ship, because there's basically two kinds of packages you can buy. You can buy just a ship to put in your hangar, or you could buy a game package which will allow you access to like Arena Commander and okay. Now the development, and this is the last thing, the development of the game is done transparent, so they have constant videos and updates for the community to let you know what's going on, what they're thinking, why they're doing it, and there's always new patches coming out like almost weekly, updating information about your game, because as they build it, they're releasing it to you to allow you to go ahead and test it, give them feedback like you don't like this or you do like that, and it gives them time to see what the community wants and make it for them. All right, well, that was the Understanding the Star Citizen for the Uninitiated. Check out some of my other videos, and if you like this video, go ahead and like it down below, and I'll catch you in the verse.